Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Miss Dawn with the Manamal Streaming Radio, and I'm here with Andy Henson, vocalist and guitarist for the band Last Night's Villain. Thank you so much for taking the time for this interview today, Andy. How you doing today?
Doing great, Misty. Thank you for interviewing me. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. We really enjoy your music here at the Manamal.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The first, I'd like to say that the name of the band is awesome. It could be taken in so many different ways to different people. Was there a certain thing that led to the name?
Yeah, I had years ago, I had a breakup, and we had an amicable split, and everyone get along. But even though we're trying to be nice about it, some of her friends started kind of treating me a little bit like I was a bad guy or something, and just acting weird towards me. So I was like, oh, they're treating me like a villain. So the name popped in my head, and just talking it over with Wayne and Gary, we had some different ideas. Last night's villain could be they went out, had a few too many drinks, and you're feeling terrible the next day. Whatever you were drinking the night before is last night's villain. Because it's messed up your day now. It can mean all kinds of things to different people. Most importantly, the name does not exist. It's really hard to find a band name that sounds cool and hasn't already been taken. So this came up with Last Night's Villain, and we just went with it. And also, we usually shorten it up just to LNV, like all of our, social media or just LNV official for people. So,
Well, it makes sense. It's a great, I mean, really is great. And I understand where you're coming from. There's some band names out there that you sit there and you have to think, where did that come from? But you're right. I mean, there's so many out there. You have to set yourself apart.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you want a cool band name, and it's just really tough nowadays.
right. Now, who are some of your influences? Do you have similar influences amongst the band members, or are you different? Different people influence what you do?
We all pretty much like the same things, with each of us having our own little specialty area. Like our drummer Sean is more into death metal. Um, Gary, our rhythm guitar player, is more into like straight up rock and roll, like yes, something like that. Chris, our bassist, of course, he does all of the bass stuff, so things like that. And Wayne and I, we love shredders, guitars, band lines, and we pretty much like a lot of the same stuff. I mean, Queensryche, Dokken, Metallica, gosh, don't want to date myself here. Newer bands like a band Sevenfold. Well, that's technically not really new anymore, but like a band Sevenfold, Disturbed. We like the Korn, Slipknot. I mean, 80s, 90s, up through today. We like pretty much all the different genres of hard rock and metal. I mean, we listen to everything from rap to Slayer. We like it all.
Yep, that's the good stuff. That's definitely the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you happen to remember the first album you bought yourself?
Oh, good grief. No, I do not. Let's see. I have different kinds of certain albums. Um, think here. First album I ever bought myself, probably it was probably Kiss, or like in the 80s. So I can know. I'm not gonna say how old I am, but probably something like Kiss or Van Halen, something like that.
Okay. Now, how old were you when you realized you wanted to be a musician?
Probably about 14 or 15. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a drummer because my dad dabbled around in drums as a young kid. And of course, when I was a little kid, I liked Peter Chris. But then I just discovered the guitar, and really what got me into guitar was singing. Like my guitar hero, my main influence is George Lynch from Dokken, Lynch Mob,
Mm-hmm.
and all of his other various projects. And I saw the video for In My Dreams when I Dokken, and I was like, George doing the cool hammer on tapping part of the guitar solo, and I like that was awesome. I want to learn how to do that. So I just started, I taught myself how to play. My mom could play a little bit of guitar. She could play the basic chords, things, and she showed me that, and I taught myself the rest. And then I started taking music theory from a local guitar teacher named Roger
That's awesome. Now, how many of you all grew up together?
Well, we're all from Lynchburg, but we didn't really, Wayne and I knew each other through years, our guitar teacher. But we really didn't start getting to know each other well until, probably say the mid-90s. I used to manage a music store, which I really miss music stores because they are going by the wayside these days. Used to manage a music store called the Record Exchange here in Lynchburg, Virginia. I worked there for years. And people would just come in there and hang out. That's how I met all these guys. And just mutual love of music.
That's great. That's it's nice though knowing that you have like a history in the same area. You know what the music scene is like there, so you had a general idea of what you'd be going into.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, who does the songwriting?
I do most of the songwriting, but everybody contributes to like the arrangements and things. I usually come up with a riff and bring it in there, but Gary and Wayne also come up with riffs, and then at rehearsal, Sean and Chris will come up with different parts, and we'll, start off a song, and but I've got a huge list of song titles, song ideas, and you write down a riff, and something will pop in my head, so I'll just got the old where say on here the voice messenger thing on the iPhone and record myself. I think it's actually for if you need to go to the grocery store and you say, I need to buy milk to remind yourself I just get song ideas.
I do the same thing. Maybe not for song ideas, but just to remind me of, you know. Now, can you
Exactly.
give us a little bit of insight on the songs that you have out right now, Midnight Calls and Wasted?
Yeah, we just dropped those the other day. They are on iTunes, Spotify, and all the major streaming services. And we also have Poison and Myself, which we put out a few months ago. And we're putting out a couple of singles around every other month until we have enough before we're going to finish and we'll put them all together in a compilation for an album. But the way things are nowadays, the singles just seem to be doing better. So, yeah, we just dropped Midnight Calls and Wasted the other day, and they're already doing really well. So,
Oh, they sound
we
amazing.
have
They
about an
sound
hour of
great.
originals, but right now we've got 4 songs that are on all the streaming services.
But yeah, they're great songs. I mean, every song you guys have put out thus far is amazing, and people really, really need to listen for sure.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, we try to make, when we're writing a song, we're not trying to sound cheesy about it. We want every song to have a cool riff and a big chorus, like a hook. It gets it, so even if somebody doesn't like us, they're gonna walk around singing that chorus all day.
Yep. Now, do you have any shows coming up? Where would they be, and who will you be playing with?
We just have one said we're actually doing some booking right now. We are definitely we are confirmed to open for Jeff Tate, former singer from Queensryche. He will be at Phase 2 in Lynchburg, Virginia on June 17th. So we're going to open up for that. And we've got quite a few other shows that are in the works that are not totally confirmed yet with other national bands. And I can't actually say what they are yet.
Right.
we're very excited. I'll just say that. But right now in June, we're opening up for Jeff Tate. Jeff Tate is one of my vocal inspirations for those first 6 Queensryche albums. So when we got that show, it's just like, wow.
Right. Don't I For all the listeners, that noise in the background happens to be our fire whistle in the town that I live in, so please just disregard that. That's not good. Um n- right. Right. Now, do you ever get nervous before a performance, and if you do, how do you combat that?
I'm really getting nervous. I'm a martial arts instructor. I've been doing karate, jiu-jitsu, and kung fu and all kinds of stuff since I was about 11. So I don't really get nervous. I get excited. The only thing that, I mean, we all been in different bands for years, and we've discussed this. The only thing we ever get nervous about really is if our gear is like our amps, like we're scared our amp might die or something like that.
Right.
But no, I never get nervous before going on stage. I love being on stage. Do that's another cool thing about this band is we have fun together when we're on stage. We're all buddies outside of the band. We hang out.
Oh wow, that's a puddle of mud's good too. I love them. Love them.
Yeah, yeah, that was a really cool show.
Now, I had a couple of people ask me to ask you a couple of questions, and one would like to know, how do you juggle your personal life with your musician life?
It's tough. I mean, we're all married. We try to involve our wives as much as we can. My wife and Sean's wife, and actually sometimes Wayne's wife, Stephanie, they will sell our merch at our concert. Heather and my wife does it just about every show, but we try to involve the wives as much as we can. And because it's hard work. I mean, we rehearse, once or twice a week, and you miss some family time. But I mean, we've all been doing this for a while, and just our beautiful wives who were with us, they knew what they were getting into. So
um,
we don't do anything. We're not the old school '80s that goes parties, do all this crazy stuff. We all have other things going on in our lives. I mean, we love music, and we're always going to do music, but we can balance everything out just fine.
that sounds awesome. And I mean, and you have to attribute this the strength to these ladies too, because that's got to be difficult for them, you know, sharing you with the world.
Yeah, I mean, they like it though. They like, especially my wife, Heather, Sean's wife. They like rock and metal and things, so
That's
they like
awesome.
being at the shows, live with us. It's cool having your wife like back at home as well. I know she's taken care of really well over there. Mom has a good teacher, sticker on the ring, what's up? They're doing a good job over at Merch, so it's one big family for LNV. That's really cool.
Now, what is the best advice you've been given for the ins and outs of the music scene?
Really do it because you love playing music. I mean, because sometimes we make money, but more than not, we don't make a lot of money. Yet. There's been times when we have made a lot of money, but most of the time we won't. So, I mean, you'll play shows where you'll end up selling way more, you'll make more money in merch than you will from getting paid to play the show. So don't do it if you're in it for the money. Nobody thinks you're going to be famous right away. That's definitely not going to happen. And some people, it's crazy. I mean, because we're on the radio, different radio stations now all over the world, people are thinking that we're like, famous and wealthy, and it's just like they really don't understand. But just mainly to do it because you love playing music.
That's
That's
great.
about it. I mean, that'll make everything else work out. If you're in it for money or for gigs or whatever, you're probably doing it for the wrong reason.
Great advice for sure. Now, if you were to advise somebody about a music career, other than the fact that you tell them to be in it for the music, is there any other piece of advice you would tell them? You know, would you say, would you give them the ins and outs? Would you tell them that it was, difficult, or do you understand what I'm saying? Trying to think what I'm trying to explain here.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it is difficult. Um, it's difficult to get, however big your band is, anywhere from two to five or more people together, get everybody on the same page. Sometimes it's not for us, not big bands, where it's hard to make rehearsal even happen. And once again, just do it because you love playing music. I mean, I try to help out some other local bands that are doing really well, and just give them advice if I can. I like to take advice. If someone's doing a better job than we are, or they've accomplished a certain goal, I'll ask them how did you do it, and then I will pass along what I learned to other bands as well. We should both help each other. There's too many bands out there that are like, they're nice to your face, like, we hope they don't make it. We don't want them to do well. I think all the bands should be cool and help each other out. You're gonna put that plan together, and you want to put on good shows for people, and just be cool to each other, and don't be a jerk.
just like you learned from previous bands, yourself listening to
Oh
their
yeah,
stories, you're able to pass that on to the next generation. So that's important, and I think that's a great attitude to have. I really do. No, another person wanted to know if there were any crazy band stories that you've either had with fans or, traveling to and from gigs.
Crazy band stories. I mean, we have lots of fun with each other. I'll mention that our drummer Sean Mayhew is a master of the armpit fart technique. So no matter how boring or anything, how random the day is, Sean can just bust out one of those amazing sounding armpit farts, and we're all cracking up. So that keeps things cool. You're probably shaking your head right now, going, "Oh my gosh, what you talking about?"
Oh no, I know all about that stuff. I have a kid, a 28-year-old that was quite the comedian growing up, so that was one of his specialties.
Yeah, we just have a lot of fun when we play and travel. The craziest thing I have, I've been doing this for a while. I feel like the last year we had a one after is we would, it's fine for rest. And like, I think Heather, my wife, is messing with us because we were all at the merch table. This is actually a puddle of mud, I believe. We opened up in the past couple of months. We opened up a puddle of mud and hot people. So it's either one of the two shows. I can't remember which one. But she comes over and she's like, "Can you guys sign my blast?" She's kind of like, we're going, "What?" Dude, that's cool, but it doesn't really make any sense to me. You just don't watch them all. They're not famous or anything. I mean, maybe to her we are. It's very cool, but it was kind of weird. I said, "Well, you're going to have to ask my wife." And I'm thinking Heather is going to say no. And Heather's like, "Yeah, that's okay." It's like, oh my gosh, man, what the heck? Yeah, we signed a press and we signed the girls' pair of jeans. That was interesting. But we're more into like signing the pictures and drumsticks and stuff like that. But nothing really crazy. I mean, we don't. I don't know. We're not the craziest bunch of guys. We're very silly. I'll say that.
That's cool though. I mean, the signing the breasts and all that stuff was so 80s. It's time to bring them into the new century here.
Yeah, it still happens though. It's kind of crazy.
Now, if I were to turn,
If the lady is listening out there who's best with time, I appreciate you being a fan of our band. So I'm glad you're ready for that. It was very interesting for us. Thank you.
now if I were to turn on your iPod, who would the last 5 artists be on your list that you listen to?
Five artists. Let's see, because like I said, I'm a martial arts instructor, so I've made a playlist. What would be the songs that we played last night while we were training? I've got all kinds of stuff. For me personally, I've got the new God Pack is excellent. It came out last week. The album is excellent. Um, what else have I been listening to? Of course, I still listen to George Lynch a lot. Okay, Lynch Mob.
Yes.
Prince, I love Prince. I'm a huge Prince fan. Oh gosh, caught me. I listen to a lot of the same stuff. And honestly, I've been listening to because we just released Midnight Calls and Wasted. I've been listening to them over and over, making sure there was nothing that we missed that we wanted to fix on production, which I don't think we did. Oh gosh, what did we play last night during the workout? Let's see. Because I let my students just tell me they get to pick 2 songs and I put them on the playlist. So I think we heard like everything from Eye of the Tiger to Five Finger Death Punch to the 80s band Big Country to I think like Godsmack, all kinds of stuff. So that's probably would be the last like five bands you would hear on my playlist.
That sounds like a pretty doggone good list to me.
Cool.
Now, was there anything that you would like to say to your fans or to our listeners that we might not have covered today about the band or you?
Well, just that all 5 of us, we're just so grateful because, I mean, oh gosh, this last September of 2017, things have taken off pretty quickly. I mean, we've opened up for tons of great bands. We played the Blue Ridge Rock Festival with like Scott Stapp, Saliva, Everlast, NPE, Orgy, I mean, tons of bands. And then we opened up for Kids. We opened up for Boba Flex, Pop
awesome though. That's something must be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was awesome. And we were just like, wow, how did they even hear about us? That's really cool. And, you know, getting playing, being heard all over the world. And we're very thankful to guys like you, all the internet radio stations that are helping bands like us, because a lot of the mainstream radio stations don't play hard rock. You know, they'll play old hard rock if it's like 20 to 30 years old, but nothing
Right.
new. So we're grateful to the stations, the radio stations, scenes, you know, just everyone. We're so thankful to all you guys.
Well, we appreciate that, and like I said before, we really enjoy your music, and we've got you backed 100%. So, you ever need anything for us, definitely let us know. So Andy, I really just want to thank you so much for talking to me today. We here at the Manimal Radio really enjoy the music, as I said, and we wish you all the best of luck. We definitely want you to keep in touch with us. Let us know what's going on, okay?
Definitely, we will. Thank you
Awesome.
so much once again.
Sure. And for our listeners, check out Last Night Villain's latest songs, Midnight Calls and Wasted, on iTunes. They're also on Amazon, Google Play, Deezer, and Spotify. So, Andy, with that, I'm going to tell you have a great day. And as our listeners as well, have a wonderful day. This is Misty with the Manimal Streaming Radio.